Hi, I'm Joe Chili. Mornings from 7 to 9 with Buffalo's classic oldies from the 60s and 70s on the Big Weck. Join us today on the Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise is Bob White Sr. and Bob White Jr.
Hello, Joe.
You can guess which one is which, right?
Thanks for having us.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good. When I talk about insurance and relationships, and I'm a good guy to do it because you handle my insurance. So, you know, I get this. I understand what it's all about because I don't understand insurance. You know, and I don't pretend that I do. And things change. You know, it's like a fluid thing. It's not like all the rules are the same year after year after year. So relationships are a big thing that you guys work toward, right?
Yeah. As some of the people know, I was a former school teacher. So in theory, I taught students. Now we educate adults because it is a really tough conversation to have, but we break it down. And we go from there, we worry about coverages, and we worry about the relationship. So one's comfortable in calling our office.
You know, it's weird because if I get something in the mail, I mean, you're good at explaining, but I'll look and it'll say 100,000, 300,000, or I'll see uninsured motorists, or I'll look at all this kind of stuff. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you know what I mean? I just don't get it. So I have to call and ask, and you've never made me feel foolish when I've called to ask. But do you get this question for people often?
We do. We want to counsel, we want to educate you on the coverages, what you have, so if a claim occurs, you know you're made whole again. There's no holes in coverage, and sometimes people that have an older policy are outdated, and you get hurt come a claim because you don't have that coverage, you didn't know you had it, or you didn't have enough.
What happens when, for instance, a lot of people lease cars nowadays? And is there a difference in insurance coverage between leasing and buying?
Leasing created coverages that back then were adequate. Now they're outdated. There's not enough coverage there. It meets the lease agreement, but it doesn't meet what happens upon an accident with all the lawsuits and all the money that is being sued. So we take it and say that's sort of an outdated policy, and we worry about the right coverages at a competitive price. So you may come to me with that outdated 10-year-old policy that still shows the lease amount. We're going to revise you and bring you up to date, but educate you on why. Many times we're putting money back in your pocket. You're not paying more money for it, but you're also gaining the relationship in an office with us. Most of the peer group now, what's going on, those are agents that are retiring out. And if you're with one of those big three that are on TV all the time, most of those senior type of an agent has left or sold. Now that client calling in is going to deal with somebody brand new, maybe not as experienced. And keep in mind, they only have one company that agent can handle. With us, they're getting 20, 25 companies. And Joe, as you know, not just because you're a client of mine this way, clients get our cell phone number. We don't want them gambling, calling the carrier direct and putting in a claim. Chat with us. Let us counsel you and guide you.
You know, the other thing is when I call Bob White, I know I'm going to talk to Bob White. I mean, Bob White is a person. He's not, you know, just the umbrella name of an agency. And that can be a problem or confusing with people nowadays, right?
Sure.
Today's day and age, there are a lot of mom and pop shops, per se, that are getting bought up by a bigger name of an agency. And it's not truly a person, it's a corporation. So we ask you to call us and see how it goes on our end. We have the same people, know you by name, they know your family, we're in your backyard. There's no 1-800 number. You know, we're here for you on the weekends, after hours. You got someone to touch to guide you.
You brought up a very good thing, too. In the event that you get in an accident, somebody hits you, sideswiped you, whatever the case may be, before you actually put in a claim or whatever, they can talk to you. They can call you and say, you know, I really don't know what to do. I mean, I hate to say it. This is going to sound terrible, but sometimes I think insurance is great as long as you don't use it. You know what I mean?
Correct. You don't have that many get out of jail free cards. Because you have multiple claims, the carriers, I don't care what carrier it is, they pull the trigger and want to non-renew you. Now that information follows you to the next carrier. It's not going to help you in premium. So we're trying to be proactive on the front end. We don't want you wasting that bullet, if you will.
And you'll advise individuals also on policies in the event that they have, say for instance, an automobile policy. It's probably a good idea to get your homeowners or your renters with the same company?
Yeah, you want to combine them. That's one of your largest discounts. And even to have a piece here and a piece there doesn't do you any good. You want to make sure you're well-rounded. We can see both sides of the coverage, so if you have a loss here or there, there's no holes in coverage.
Yeah, there's one of the 3 TV commercials you'll see all the time, particularly the one that has a little guy walking around. They'll write your home with your auto, but it goes to one of 4 other companies, and they give you a 5% discount for having that. Great. Ours is somewhere around 25% in the discount when you bundle. So those folks that have that type of company, maybe they're not getting their maximum discounts, let alone coverages.
Great talking to a school teacher because he breaks it down for me. Former school teacher breaks it down for me. All right, Bobby, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us today. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Bob White Insurance by calling 716-836-2222 or go to bobwhiteinsurance.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Bob White Insurance, and an invitation to join me weekday morning 7 to 9 a.m. with Buffalo's classic oldies from the 60s and 70s on the Big Weck.